Hello and welcome to the Dollywood Reporter, and here is the big warning that this video contains major spoilers for Stranger Things Season 3. So if you haven't watched it yet, stay away now and come back soon. So thanks to Eleven, Mike, Will, Hopper, Joyce and the rest of the Stranger Things gang, the people of Hawkins. And really, the entire world can once again rest easy now that the gate to the Upside Down is shut. But this season the group's victory over the forces of the Upside Down came at a higher cost than ever before. Case in point, Jim Hopper. Not only did Hopper and Billy both seemingly sacrifice themselves in order to defeat the Mind Flayer, but the rest of the Hawkins flayed citizens were also lost in the fight. With Joyce, Will, Jonathan and Elle leaving Hawkins in search of greener pastures, the season 3 ending was definitely an emotional one for fans. But before we deal with that heartbreaking goodbye scenes, let's unpack everything in the finale that led up to it. The final moments of episode 7 had already revealed that Elle's wound was more serious than the group initially thought, and when Elle was forced to use her powers to remove the piece of the Mind Flayer that had invaded her when it took a bite out of her leg, her telekinetic tank was clearly left on empty. Also significant is the reveal that Elle has lost her powers following the final battle with the Mind Flayer. That seems like it will be a major problem next time the threat of the Upside Down begin bleeding into the real world. But remember, much like a battery, her power were also drained at the end of the last season after she managed to close the gate. But they come back eventually. Much like Mike, we are pretty confident she will be juiced up again the next time danger comes knocking. Although it would be interesting to see how the kids deal with the threat if they didn't have Elle power as a get out of jail free card next season. Unfortunately, the same can't be said for the Mind Flayer. Although Joyce closing the gate to the Upside Down seemed to deactivate the gross goopy monster that was created from poor Mr. Driscoll and the other lost inhabitants of Hawkins, that was just another extension of the Mind Flayer in our world, not the big bad itself. While the Mind Flayer tied to Hawkins might be served for now, it's probably only a matter of time before some other fool, whether in America or Russia, reopens the connection between the two worlds and allows the Mind Flayer to regain its footing and attempt another attack. Season 3 ends on a tragic note as Joyce is forced to sacrifice Hopper in order to shut down the Russian machine and close the gateway to the Upside Down to stop the Mind Flayer. Good thing, Hopper inadvertently managed to leave behind an encouraging farewell letter to Elle before his death. With Hopper gone now, Joyce took custody of Elle and the Byers family was ready to get a fresh start outside of Hawkins. Unfortunately, this means that Elle and Mike, Jonathan and Nancy, and Will and all his friends had to say goodbye to one another. We saw how the creation of the Starcourt Mall negatively impacted the town's economy, with local business failing and Joyce's landlord forced to sell the house due to the rising property taxes. We doubt this means Joyce, Elle, Will and Jonathan won't be in season 4. We are not even sure that how the Duffer Bros would manage a season without the two main characters most interestingly tied to the Upside Down. But it's likely their absence from Hawkins will play a big role in the plot next time. The Stranger Things Season 3 mid-credit scene transported fans to what appeared to be a top-secret prison in Kamchatka, Russia. Inside, a guard was instructed to leave the American inside his cell before dragging the Russian that had been working alongside Alexei in the Hess house down an underground cage. A guard then opened a hatch inside the cage to release a Demogorgon. The nightmare of the Upside Down apparently is not over yet. But the real question is Hopper really dead? Since we never actually saw Hop get vaporized after Joyce exploded the key, is it possible that he somehow escaped, was captured by the Russians, and is the American prisoner that the guard were referring to? There are certainly plenty of fan theories out there that suggest the chief is not really gone. We will just have to wait until season 4 to find out more. Till then, like our video, subscribe our channel. Tada!